I really hate RVs. I actually cannot emphasize enough how much I hate RVs.
Same.
A movie RV was pretty bad.
But like RVs to me are the full embodiment of like the 1950s, 1960s, like highly racist American dream. And I live in Alaska, and so pretty much every other house, they own an RV. And RVs are just god-awful devices designed to just piss people off.
Conceptually, I kind of like RVs, though. You just have a home that you can just move around really fast.
Here's the thing. I honestly think we should rent RVs because they're only good for like 4 months out of the year. They are extremely prohibitively expensive. They take up a ton of space. They are absolute awful garbage machines. I cannot emphasize that enough. And here's the thing. Every other house on my street has some form of RV. Whether it's that weird little thing people put in their trucks that like sits in the bed of the truck and you kind of got a bed and like maybe a stove or something that plugs in your car's battery. It's either that or it's a full-blown RV. And they take up so much space, and the people who drive them don't know how to go the speed limit. And I get it. When you're pulling that much tonnage, you can't be flooring it at 75 miles an hour in case you got a brake. I get it. But they're everywhere. They take up a ton of space. And here's the thing. Every time I see somebody come out of an RV, it's like a bunch of macro-sized Oompa Loompas. It's just fat
I don't even remember the last time I saw an RV in real life.
It's just fat, gross Americans who are wearing like the most touristy shirts possible with their fat, waddly kids that are just eating ice creams. And I like feel bad for these kids because I realize these kids will never have a chance in life because their parents are fat. They're fat. They think funeral potatoes is a healthy meal alternative to what they normally eat.
Wait, what the fuck's a funeral potato?
Yeah, wait, I was about to ask. Is this like is this a religious thing?
It's when you thinly slice potatoes. So like you actually cut the potato in half. So you have these circular little chips. And then you cut that in half again. So you have semicircular chips. And then you fill that with sour cream.
He's talking about potatoes. I was going to say,
this is potato skins.
Yeah. No, you put it in a bowl and you mix it up with sour cream and cheese. And then you put cornflakes on top of it and bake it for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's called potatoes au gratin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the West Coast would just call it funeral potatoes.
No, I think it's just your weird... I think it's like a weird thing about like the Alaska. Like you only eat it when people die. No, because they can't afford to grow potatoes in Alaska.
No, like here you go. You type in funeral potatoes and it comes right up here. The Country Cook, Laura's Finest, foodnetwork.ca, like Genius Kitchen. Like funeral potatoes is a real thing.
I want to look this up.
Yeah. So anyway, just like RVs are just... they actually drive me to the point of physical violence. I just hate them. I hate them so much.
There's very little difference between this and what looks like au gratin. It seems like these ones, the only difference is like the Rice Krispies or whatever on top.
Okay, let me ask you.
Moth, Moth, the fucking RVs drive you crazy.
All right, let me ask you, Mike. If I were to be like, if you were to go into a gas station, or I was going to go into a gas station, you're sitting in the car and I'm about to go to the gas station, and you want to ask me for a soda, but you don't want a descript soda, you just want carbonated beverage. What would you ask me for? Would you be like, Moth, could you get me a pop? Could you get me a Pepsi? Like, what would you ask me to grab you? Nondescript soda, not a brand, just the idea of getting a soda.
It changes depending, because it depends on where the person I'm talking to is from. If the person I'm talking to is not from the South, I will say soda. But if they're a Southerner, I say Coke.
Yeah,
Coke is only one type of soda.
What about you, Frog? If you're like, hey, Moth, get me a generic beverage, but soda beverage, what would you say?
A soda, I guess?
There you go. So you guys are talking potatoes au gratin.
But I don't like pop. I like soda.
But you guys are saying like potatoes au gratin, and I'm saying funeral potatoes. It's the same damn thing. Just accept it.
No. This they
look a little different, actually.
Dish.
One of them has this looks like I don't know.
But au gratin refers. Wait,
it's French for
au gratin with cheese, or is it cut thin? I don't remember.
I actually don't. I actually don't remember. I speak French, and I don't know.
Wait, do you actually speak French?
Yeah,
he lives in French Canada.
Yeah, that's true.
He doesn't live. He doesn't live in the soiled English Canadian area. He lives in like the pure, pristine.
This is not how it works.
No, no,
Frog,
are you kidding
Frog
me? Like,
lives in Trad, Canada.
his
That's not
section
true at all.
of Canada is like the Texas of Canada.
No, that would be Alberta.
No.
Yeah, sorry,
He
that's what I'm
lives
thinking. I
in
thought
the
you lived in
Idaho of
Alberta.
I
Canada.
live in New Brunswick.
I thought you lived in Alberta.
Why did you think that?
I don't know, because
I've never even mentioned Alberta in front of you.
Because he knows Alberta and he knows Quebec, and he just assumed.
Yeah, you either live in Alberta or Quebec. There's no in between.
The only places everyone else other than Canadians know, like non-Canadians only know Vancouver,
Ontario,
Alberta, and Montreal.
Ontario
and Quebec. Sorry, but Montreal is in Quebec, so.
Don't forget Sydney. We also know Sydney.
Australia.
Welcome everybody to the We Hate Canada podcast, the only podcast that absolutely despises all things maple syrup. I'm your host.
Why would you hate
Mike.
maple syrup?
Wait.
Wait.
Finish introductions. We'll go into this. Okay?
No. But are you an Aunt Jemima's guy? Are you a log cabin guy, or are you just like the
just actual maple syrup?
I am a corn syrup guy.
Okay, so are you log cabin or are you an Aunt Jemima?
I'll usually grab fucking Great Value because I'm poor.
Okay, all right, Great Value. That's fine because I even know about Great Value because that's like the Kroger of maple syrups.
Yes.
But no, like maple syrup has a place, Frog, and I know where you're going with this, but maple syrup only has a place for like thick cut pancakes. Everything else, like log cabin or Aunt Jemima, is what you want to put on your syrup.
If you have a waffle, you put maple syrup on it. If you have a pancake, you put maple syrup on it. If you have bacon, you put maple syrup on it. Like it applies to everything.
No. If you have a waffle, you're going to put a fruit mixture on, like a fruit syrup.
This is something else.
Joining me as usual is the nuance of syrups, Mothman, and the maple syrup supremacist, Frog King.
It's not even a supremacist thing. It's just like, why would you have corn syrup, which is like this like artificially kind of like really super
because we live in America.
It's because
and
I don't like the flavor of maple.
Really everything in our culture is absolutely overrun by corn. Everything I eat has corn in it.
That's true. I mean, in Dr. Stone, they have an arc right now where they travel to America and fucking they wanted to get the corn. This is their whole deal because they can just make the corn into a fuck ton of alcohol.
Yeah, because
the reason America's so fucked up is because of the corn and sugar lobbies.
Yeah, no, it's actually just the corn lobbies.
Sugar's pretty fucked too, actually.
It's sugar too, dude.
Sugar's pretty messy.
Like, here's the thing. I'm in a lot of like highly racist bodybuilding groups that are super focused on eugenicism and like bettering themselves.
They're
so
stealing
they can
our
actually
corn!
But no, like they are absolutely like them and vegans. You wouldn't imagine their Venn diagram to like overlap as much as it does. But it's like, man, whenever I get chicken, I have to pay like $8 a chicken instead of $3 a chicken because I have to get the stuff that was fed without corn because I'm putting meat in my system and humans are meat and I gotta make sure I'm only eating the best meat. Like, these guys are obsessed with their diets, past the point of just eating whey protein. Like, they actually sit there and read the food labels of everything they eat. They're like borderline paleo.
I do that too because I have food allergies.
Okay, yeah, but they don't have food allergies. They're just like, they believe that there is mind control substances like fluoride in the stuff they consume.
Fluoride is the reason why Frog is bisexual now.
I absolutely believe that. So it's I will go on rants all day about how much I hate corn.
I don't have corn very often.
I love corn, but I love it because I'm American and it's poison to me.
Well, it's the same thing with like beer. Like, if you want to drink alcohol, don't drink beer. All right?
Based.
No.
Yeah, beer kind of sucks dick. I'll be real.
Well, no, but like beer and soy-related products cause men to develop breasts. Like, there's a reason that when you think of like the stereotype,
don't fucking say this dumb conspiracy theory bullshit that's literally disproven by everyone on the planet. Because Paul Joseph Watson said it one time. We were like, "Oh, imagine my shock when I've got a pair of fat tits because I ate a soy bar on a Saturday." Like,
no, like absolutely, like the stereotype of like the German beer maid with the massive tits. That's not just a stereotype; that's a real thing. Because
it's literally because you get fat, not because you're fucking feminine.
Moth literally looked at German propaganda and was like,
No, if you're gonna drink, I highly recommend just drinking mead.
If you're gonna drink water like a fucking actual human being.
No, if you're gonna drink alcohol, drink mead.
Don't drink alcohol is the easy solution.
Oh, yeah, absolutely that's the easy solution. But I care about other people's bodies, and I'm telling you, like, beer is horrible for you.
I care about other people's bodies too, and that's why I think they shouldn't drink alcohol.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
All you need... Okay, if you just want to do it occasionally, a glass of red wine's good for the heart.
No, it's absolutely not. Just drink grape juice.
Grape juice is fucking good, though, to be fair.
Yeah, like, just drink a cup of grape juice every couple of days.
Grape juice is fucking delicious.
Yeah, you don't have to
grape
drink
juice
wine.
Is grape flavored, and grapes, other than fresh grapes, taste bad.
No, you gotta go to Whole Foods and get real grape juice.
And no, it tastes bad.
Wow, Mike.
Get the Kroger, what is it, the Good Life, or the, what is it called, the value, the good value with the non-sugar, and it's just like one ingredient.
This privileged white boy thinks I can afford Kroger prices. Get out of here.
Get the great value one, where when you flip it over, it has 2 ingredients, grape and water.
No, I don't like the flavor of grape unless.
And that's why you're gonna die of a heart attack, Mike.
I hate this.
It's not even a take. It's my taste.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying I don't like.
It's a bad taste.
Mike, the protein shake I drink twice a day, I absolutely hate the taste of. You just gotta, like, bite your nose and just drink it.
Bro, why are you eating not tasty protein shakes?
Because
every now and again I have a peanut butter protein shake just for like a meal supplement.
No, it's a pure cut protein shake. It's 110 calories, and of those 110 calories, 94 of them are protein. 96. Like, that is amazing.
Sounds like it tastes like shit.
It does. But you know what? I get my 50 grams of protein out of it real fast with drinking 2 scoops.
I can just, like, eat a meal.
No, you're not bodybuilding. I don't want to hear anything from you.
I mean, to be fair, listen, the only exercising that any, like, an adult American needs is just fucking Ring Fit for the Nintendo Switch. That's it.
I actually don't disagree with you, because I encourage fitness in all shapes and sizes. The problem is it's fad fitness. It's the same thing as, like, Orange Crush, or whatever my friend in the last episode of Moth's Mysteries was talking about. I don't know. It's just...
Is that... Oh, wait, are you talking about the soda Orange Crush?
No. You gotta have spine to have an Orange Crush.
Orange Crush!
But, like, it's this weird thing. It's called, like, Orange Value or something. It's like CrossFit for South Americans. But it's I don't believe in fad fitness. I believe in just, the traditional fitness from the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Fad fitness is. I just...
Wait. Fuck off. I understand that there are in fitness there are fads and trends.
Yes, and Ring Fit is absolutely a fad.
Okay, it's not a fad, because in order to be a fad, like, it has to be adopted by a lot of people.
It is adopted by a lot of people. Every overweight chonker on my friends list that plays video games like, Ring Fit is helping me lose so much weight.
Why is that bad?
But that's the thing. Like, they're going to stop in 3 months, and they're going to gain all that weight back, and they're not going to make any solid changes to their actual
at the
physique.
very least, they're getting healthy in the moment.
Yeah, but that
Even
doesn't
if they
matter.
Stop. I mean, it does.
Years
of
morbidity are still going to be there, whether they get fit for 3 months or don't get fit at all.
Well, that's the thing. If someone gets fit,
it's better than nothing at all.
Like, all it takes is a month of doing something once a day, every day, for it to become part of your routine. So maybe they stop playing Ring Fit, but maybe they pick up their bike. Maybe they go for jogs. Maybe
Here's
they
the
go
thing.
for walks.
I'm going under the assumption that they do stop, like, whatever. Even if they do, it's better than not having done anything at all.
It kind of isn't, because at that point,
but it is.
Like, you have to
objectively
you have to make conscious, positive changes in your diet and your lifestyle.
But they already did, and it's better now.
No, it's not.
But
because
they
it's a fad,
did.
and
literally
as soon as it's over, they're going to go back to it, and they're actually going to hate themselves.
Yes, they are now healthier.
They are going to hate themselves more in the long run, because they're going to remember, hey, I lost 20 pounds that one time, and I'll never do it again because I'm fat. They can do it
again. This is the dumbest. This is assuming the worst of everybody all the time.
Because my weight fluctuates drastically. Like, right now, I'm a tubby little hubby because work is shut down the shop, so I can't fucking do my actual physical labor. But like, fuck, I hate, like this idea that like the fluctuations and like if someone fluctuates down, they'll fucking like hate themselves more. No, I hate myself just as much as I did whenever I was on my diet. Like self-hate has nothing to do with my fat. I fucking want to die.
I don't get it.
Look, I think that if these people actually care about fitness, they need to make the changes that have been proven to work all the way back to ancient Greece. Like, you have to lift heavy rock.
I'm from ancient Greece. Who are you?
Who are you?
Yeah, are we going to ignore the fact that many of the famous Greek philosophers were also, like, Olympians?
We're going to ignore that they were all fucking gay as hell?
And?
Are we going to ignore the fact that...
When have I ever spoken against homosexuality?
I just think that's funny.
When have I ever, like, spoken against homosexuality? Frog?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's funny that they're all gay as hell.
And?
He was not making a point.
You're coming off, like, super bigoted thinking homosexuality is funny, Frog.
It is pretty funny.
It is pretty funny to be gay.
Hey, if anyone's gay, you're pretty funny.
No, have you seen Andy Dick?
No. His name's pretty funny.
God, I'm gonna die. I just reminded that Andy Dick exists.
Who's that?
Well, you're saying if you're gay, you're funny, and I just proved that that's not true.
Who's that? His name's pretty funny.
No, he's like Andy Dick is like fuck. Who's the guy in Encino Man?
Andy Dick.
Andy Dick is like unfunny Rob Schneider.
That's Rob Schneider.
No, Rob Schneider's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, he's pretty funny.
Here, I'm pulling up his, like, how is he still making stuff? I thought he stopped in the mid-2000s.
The only thing he makes is me sad.
How the hell is he in CSI shows as the killer?
I mean, that tracks. I don't even think that's probably not CSI. That's probably like an actual documentary about how he killed some people.
Let's see here. Queer Duck, the movie. The Bondage. He was apparently in Arrested Development as Andy Dick. He was in Hoodwinked as Boingo.
I don't...
Wait, did you say he was in Oingo as Boingo?
Hoodwinked as Boingo.
I knew he was in Hoodwinked.
Wait, he was the masseuse in Zoolander?
Yeah, I remember him being in that.
What?
We're falling down this weird fucking rabbit hole.
Yeah, because he was the rabbit in Hoodwinked.
The only thing I remember about Hoodwinked is that I didn't like Hoodwinked.
There was a yodeling goat. That's about all I remember.
I know that Red Riding Hood was... I remember that it was very poorly fucking animated.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing some of that. It looks like shit. Like, especially for the time. It looks like worse than Toy Story. Which is
worse
the first
than the
one.
first Toy Story?
Yeah, which is the first animated movie ever made. Or 3D animated movie, I should say. 3D animated movie.
It's so... Yeah, I apologize. Like, I know you wanted to talk about something today, Mike, but I'm totally happy talking about, like, people's dietary habits and whatnot.
Hey, you know what? Talking about dietary habits is perfectly fine. Let's talk about the second bag of chips that I finished eating the other day.
Nice.
I recently picked up the Lay's. The Lay's is currently doing the different flavored chips again. But now they're all based on fucking famous foods. So I picked up the fucking Kentucky hot chicken one and the like Geno's fucking
Wait,
I almost said
pizza
Salisbury
one?
steak.
Oh, Salisbury steak.
No, it's not Salisbury steak.
I'm going through my second bag of Takis
cheese,
right now. I just got these fucking like
cheese
crunchers.
steak. Cheese steak, and I had both of those, and they sucked.
Damn.
But they also have like one that's two other ones I'm gonna try. I'm a fat bitch.
I've been doing a slow bulk because I reached a point where my maximal lifts had like completely tapped out and I couldn't do any more. So with this MRI, I've just been so stressed lately that I'll get off the job site at like 3 a.m. and I have to go back at 8 a.m. to go work on it again. And I just drive into Taco Bell and probably order a good 3,000 calories worth of stuff. And
Based.
I have yet to gain a single pound.
That's how I feel most of the time.
I wish that were me. I need Ring Fit. I need the fad. I'm actually looking into getting the Ring Fit and working out
just
with that.
Good luck, because it is. I think that it sells for $80 base, and nobody can get it for less than like $100.
I just like biking around. If you can get a bike, Mike, it's really fun.
I don't know how to ride a bike.
It's not hard to learn.
How do you not know how to ride a bike?
We've talked about how my parents before. I have not good parents.
Okay, that's
hard to
fair,
find.
but like at some point, okay, I'm gonna paint a scenario for you, Mike. Okay, you're running from a bunch of bullies and you just see a bike. Like, have you never thought to just get on the bike and pedal away from the bullies?
No, because I've always been, like, tall and wide, so, like, I got picked on, but it was never by groups of bullies.
Was it like that really short, scrawny kid who picked on you for some reason? Because he felt like he had something to prove, so he'd pick on the big, like, walking, like, Mongo Bongo Juggernaut kid, because he knew that you were too soft to do anything?
Yeah, I basically got, like, all of my bullies throughout school were just Leafy.
Yeah. No, I can totally see that. And then, like, when you finally sat on them, they started crying and screaming like you were killing them.
There were very few exceptions. Like, one time whenever I was young, and we were poor, right? And, I had gotten a MP3 player, like a dollar store MP3 player.
Which is still good, because it'll play anything.
Had a bunch of bootleg songs on it.
All Linkin Park?
Yes, Linkin Park, some, like, weird Japanese stuff, and, some Ludo.
Ludo, really? Ludo.
Oh yeah, I fucking love Ludo.
By the way, what's your favorite song by Ludo?
I don't know who Ludo is. Who's that?
They're an alternative band. I default to Love Me Dead because it's the one that I have memorized, but there are ones I like more than Love Me Dead. I had, like,
Lake Pontchartrain is their best song.
Lake Pontchartrain is really great. Lake Pontchartrain's amazing.
It is by far their best song. Like,
I used to have that song memorized. I wonder if I still do. That song's great.
It's phenomenal. The problem is, like, Ludo had one really solid album, went super experimental, and then fell off the face of the earth.
I like all their albums, really. Like, they're the one album they did that was a fucking opera, not an opera, but like an album story where it told the story of that scientist whose, like, girlfriend died, so he invents time travel to try and save her. That shit was dope.
No, You're Awful, I Love You is pretty much the only good album they have.
That is a fantastic album.
Are you talking about Prepare the Preparations?
That album is as well
is
really
absolute garbage. That is the album that killed them as a band.
Nah. Anyway, I was walking home with that MP3 player with that music on it, right? And dead ass, like, the quarterback, who I guess lived in the neighborhood and I didn't even know, of the junior high, just walked up to me and he was like, I didn't know his quarterback because I don't care about sports. I only found out, like, the next day. But he walked up and he was like, hey man. And, like, I was only, like, maybe a year or two younger than him. It's like, hey man, you got an MP3 player? Can I see that? And me, being a dumb kid, was like, yeah, sure. So I handed it to him, and I'm still listening, so the headphones are still in my ear. And we're just walking, and he's like, oh man, this is super cool. And then he pulls the headphones out and just starts dashing through people's backyards. And I'm just looking at him run away. And I'm like, I literally yelled as he's running away, man, come on!
Like, I'm already poor.
And I fucking go to school the next day, and he's there in his, like, literally in his varsity jacket, and he looks at me, and I go, dude! And he just fucking walks off. Just,
like, how could you, like, I mean, I was kind of a bully. Like, I definitely bullied people. But I made sure I never bullied anybody for, like, financial reasons or, like, their skin color or anything like that. In fact, I don't even actually remember why I bullied people.
He definitely wasn't bullying me because I was a poor kid. He was bullying me because I was a fat kid.
Oh, okay, yeah, you deserved it.
Yeah, obviously. But yeah, speaking of people that deserved it, I think it's time that we start talking about the subject of today's episode.
Go ahead, Mike. You got the monologue written. I want to hear it.
Now, anyone who has read the title of this episode may have an idea of exactly what we're talking about, but if not, let me just go through some things with everyone here. If you're unfamiliar with the name Masaaki Yuasa, I'm convinced you don't listen to the show, but in the off chance this is your first episode,
and you somehow made it this far.
Yuasa has worked with his studio Science SARu to produce some of the best pieces of modern animation in terms of storytelling, direction, and raw animation talent that I've ever seen. From 2014's Ping Pong the Animation to the widely acclaimed 2014's Devilman Crybaby, and even this year's Keep Your Hands Off My Izoken. Truly, this is an artistic powerhouse.
Wait, he did Izoken?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And here we are with their latest work, Japan Sinks 2020. Following the Muto family's experience trying to survive a massive natural disaster in the days following the 2020 Japanese Olympics, this story is pretty insane, and to go into it in full would take quite a bit, but I just want to hit some highlights with you all, in case you haven't yet watched it, so that you can have an idea of what to explore, of what to expect, I should say. Bear in mind, going forward from this point, expect there to be spoilers. Some highlights of the show include bad child English,
oh man,
phones that magically maintain their charge forever,
Yeah.
Raining men, yam-based confetti cannons, sexual assault,
That's true.
deadly fart gas.
Actually, Dr. Stone did that one, so we can't really be too mean about that.
What, the Dudley fart gas?
Yes.
Yeah.
White saviors, the comedy stylings of Aryan Jeff Dunham, cults, elderly rascal-based 360 no-scopes, and actual honest-to-God magic. So tell me, fellas, what did you think of Japan Sinks 2020?
You know, I have to say, the moment I stopped trying to view it as a tragedy or as something trying to tell a story and just saw it as a comedy, it got so much better.
That's literally what it is. It's so fucking funny.
And here's the thing, because I watched about 3 or 4 reviews of it before we did this recording. It is, like, all these people are worshiping it, like, oh my gosh, it tells such a dark and depressing story. I laughed the entire time. The father was my favorite character for the 2 episodes he was in, and yet all I did was laugh when he died.
Dude, okay. So, like, I remember, the first episode, like, the entire show came out. Our buddy Enzo and Frog both watched the first episode, and they're like, man, this is so fucking sad, and I hadn't seen it yet. And I was like, I love misery porn, so I jumped on it as soon as they were like that. And it was fine. It was kinda dark, but it was fine. And the first time I got that, like, trickle of comedy was when dead bodies just start raining from the sky.
Yeah.
And it only gets funnier from there. Like, the main character, what's her name? Her name is Ayumu. This bitch has a fucking body count. What the fuck is wrong with her? Jesus Christ.
She kills so many people. She kills her father. I hate her as a character, and I'm so glad she got to suffer.
I hate her.
And she does not get any better either. Like, holy fuck.
She is actually the driving conflict in the series. It's not even like... It's not the fact that Japan is going below sea level. It's not the fact that a giant earthquake happened.
In episode 7, she has a chance to escape by boat, and she's like, just gonna be safe. And she says, wait, no! My mom's gonna die on this island. As she goes back, she's like, no, Japan won't sink despite every sign saying Japan will sink. Mount Fuji hasn't erupted. Following, in the next 5 seconds, I counted, Mount Fuji erupts.
I
hate this series.
Favorite.
It is so bad. It's like one of those things where it's like, I think I could handle it if I turn the English version on, because you don't lose anything with the English version, other than the fact that the kid speaks English occasionally, and he's like, wow, nice kill.
That fucking kid, I hate that fucking kid.
I love that kid. He's my favorite character in the show.
I fucking hate him.
The fact that they tried to make they tried to make social media influencers good people, and I love it.
Fucking Kite is... No, dude, this whole show is Kite Ex Machina all the way through. It's fucking incredible.
Like, so fucking full disclosure, Moth did not actually finish the show. Which I can't hold against him too much, because I know he's been really busy.
No, I tried. I tried multiple times, and every time I tried to watch it after the 4th episode, I just switched to BoJack Horseman after 2 minutes.
So in episode 8's probably like the only episode I think is actually good.
8 is good. I think 1 and 8 are good.
I didn't actually think 1 was all that good.
So I thought it was only okay.
I thought 2 was good. 2 was really
I like
good.
2 as well.
2 made me laugh.
2 is when the tone shift happened, though.
No, I think 3 is when the actual tone shift happened.
No, 3. I had already expected when the kid got shot with an arrow in 3. I was like, yeah, he's gonna live because it hits his Game Boy.
Yeah, no,
something.
that was obvious. Because the show from that point literally is no stakes. Even when people die, it doesn't matter.
The tone shift definitely happened in episode 2, though, when the dad hits a mine. Like, how does that... In what world does that happen?
I mean, it makes sense. Fucking Japan is covered in that shit.
So I because I know that Moth didn't finish it, but he did watch a death compilation, which gets you most of the experience.
It gets you all. If you watch the first 3 episodes,
Moth,
and then the death compilation.
No, there's a lot of stuff in there you need to see.
Moth, there's literally a fucking round table rap session that ends with
in episode 9.
Yeah, if that fucking ends with the fucking paraplegic man who cannot talk spitting a verse by blinking.
Yeah.
Wait, so is it in episode 10 where the NEET dies?
No, that's I think that's awesome. That fucking death
that guy's the best character
so
too.
Amazing.
You only like him because you can relate to him, Frog.
Yeah, Haro is the only character that has a character arc. Though,
yeah, exactly.
So of course he's the best one.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I don't care. From
He's
what
the
I
only
saw,
one who actually
Shaggy
changes.
is the best
he actually
character.
goes from a little pussy to like this actually like confident dude who was like saves everybody and sacrifices himself.
That's why I love him so much, because
it's
he gets his character moment and he does the run and it's super dramatic.
And then a tidal wave takes him out.
Yeah, it sucks.
But the tidal wave takes him out with like no fanfare.
It's hilarious because like the fucking music is playing, and then as soon as the wave hits, the music cuts out instantly. And it's oh fuck.
Wait, is episode 8 the one where they spend the entire time on the raft?
Yeah, I like that one a lot actually.
Yeah, okay, so from a cinematic, it's very much Life of Pi, where it's like, cinematically, it was beautiful for a show that had horrible animation, for the guy who did Ping Pong and Devilman Crybaby.
Pretty good. I'm pretty sure Yuasa read episode 8.
Episode 8
is the exception, not the rule.
By Yuasa.
Yeah, it was the exception, because episode 1 looked really good, and they gave up after that for like pretty much ever until episode 8.
Yeah, and then they choked out a seagoal to get fish. That was great.
That was really fun, actually. I like that they used the seagull's beak to cut the fish open.
That was amazing.
But going back to that episode, one of the best moments in the entire show happens between 7 and 8. In episode 7, they try to get away on a boat.
Yeah.
They get turned away because they're not Japanese enough.
Yeah, no, they're a bunch of Japanese nationalists.
This fucking guy pulls up and he's like, "You can get on my boat." Meanwhile, they look like fucking cutouts of cardboard. And they get on the boat and immediately fucking wipe ass. No. Including
they wipe ass because the nationalist boat explodes for no reason. And the shrapnel travels hundreds of meters, slices into their boat, and they start sinking.
And everyone...
And that's a giant metaphor for how nationalism is bad.
True! But everyone on that fucking boat is destroyed, including the paraplegic dude, and the only people that get in a lifeboat are the girl, her brother, and the captain of the other boat. Of the boat, I should say. And everyone else is like, you never see them die, you don't see anything.
No, I'm pretty sure it's implied they were in the other lifeboat. There was a second one.
I mean, it is said, the captain says, "Don't worry about them, they will have made it to the boat." But like, literally, whenever he says that, it was him being forced into the boat, because the little raft, because the boat was being collapsed.
Yeah. So,
and the paraplegic dude totally would have eaten ass. You can't convince me otherwise. But at the end of episode 8, like, it ends whenever the mother and the dude come out of nowhere and
just like, I mean, I was like, I guess I can buy that they saw the flares they kept shooting out, but like, I figured it'd be just some random people, not fucking like, I don't know.
But
can we talk about the mom's death and how it is the most, like,
I think she actually gets the best death.
Out of all the ways that people die, this is the only one where the character logically was saved and still died.
No, because she literally could not have survived.
No, she
There's
drowned,
no
they pulled her
possible
out,
way.
they started performing CPR within 2 minutes.
Yeah, she has no heart anymore.
Yeah, she has a pacemaker, dude. Like,
oh shit, never mind.
Yeah.
She's like,
I know you. He
her
didn't watch the show, so obviously he missed.
Like
that.
the whole point of that thing was like she was like, "Oh shit, my battery's dying." Well, guys, since I'm gonna die anyway, I'm gonna sacrifice myself to save you guys, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
And they went into behind her like idiots, and I was like, "Why? You know she's dead. You literally know she's dead. Stop."
But immediately after her fucking death, fucking Kite, my man
Fucking Kite.
pulls up. This man pulls up in a submersible tank out of nowhere.
A military vehicle.
Yes! And inside is the paraplegic dude just tied down. Where the fuck did you come from?
I don't know. No, it's even better is that sorry, before, zoom back a little bit, back to where the mom thing. Mom sacrificed herself to untie the motorboat they found out in the middle of the ocean that was just there with no people on it, full of gas. That's a song.
Like
Okay.
This show cannot escape. Like the all of its storytelling is through convenience. Especially in the last half.
Fuck my life.
Like dude, like we haven't even yet talked about the fucking cult.
Oh god, yeah. We haven't even mentioned the cult. Okay, so episode 4, I think it's episode 4. There is just a 3-episode shift where the entire crew of people just find a cult and they just stay there for like 3 days.
And the weird thing is, the weirdest thing about the cult is that we're only calling it a cult because it has vaguely religious leanings. It's literally a weird, perfect society based on marijuana in the middle of Japan.
The thing is, it paints it as if it's like really, like it paints the cultists as if they're like the heroes here. Because like in the end, they're like painted like, like, you saved our lives. We will sacrifice. It's literally a death cult. They sacrifice themselves for.
Let's not forget the best death in the entire series happens there.
Yeah, no. We'll get to that.
But like about the cult though, the cult is built on actual dead ass magic.
Oh yeah, no, the cult is magic. The lady is actually just magic. She can just she's a real medium for real. Like
it's so fucking bizarre, and like you're supposed to like doubt them obviously because like she's not actually magic, and this cult's probably super evil. But like the cult, outside of like some like people that like try and hoard the money at the very end, the cult is never not like a force for positive good things. Like the worst thing that happens is that one of the members tries to sexually assault the girl and then is immediately fucking boofed.
Yep.
Like, it's literally a perfect socialist society in the middle of Japan during
on
the
top
end
of an
the
active
world.
volcano.
Yeah.
Yes!
No.
And then there's fucking the fucking Aryan Jeff Dunham that wants to fuck the mom super hard.
God, I hate that
Honestly,
fucking guy.
I love that man. From the clips I've seen, that man is the best character.
He literally just comes up, he takes fake eyeballs out and goes, "Whoa!" And that's his whole character.
He's like, hey, it's your favorite person in the
fake ears.
world. Just kidding. It's Shaggy Doo.
Oh, fuck that guy. I wanted him to die on screen very graphically, but no, he just dies
He
off
doesn't
screen.
even die. That's
He
the point,
does. He dies. You just don't see it.
Oh, speaking of dying, any single, if you're ever watching the show, anytime someone busts out that fucking camera, immediate death.
No, yeah. The camera
Every
is a death
time.
flag for everyone involved.
Oh, yeah, because they took a picture of the people going the other way in the second episode. Like, yeah, we're going this way. That was a death flag.
Yeah.
Dude. No, that
was like the
even
only one
isn't
that
even a
wasn't.
death flag, because in the last episode, the kid who takes the picture from that moment is alive.
Yeah.
Because we'll get to the fucking weird nationalism stuff at the
Yeah,
end
I was
of
gonna
this.
say.
But like, the dad takes a picture, fucking dies in a confetti mine-based explosion of yam and flesh.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
That death, man, that was the moment where I was like, this is the type of show we're watching.
Episode
That's
6, though.
where I literally said this is a comedy.
It was so fucking funny, like, and this is also why we say the fucking, Ayumu has such a high body count, because the only reason
He was digging for yams is because she didn't want to eat pig
God,
meat.
do I ever want to talk about her fucking foot?
I was gonna say, can we talk about her foot?
Oh
please?
my god. Okay, she is the dumbest motherfucker on the planet. So in episode 1, she scratches her leg. And throughout the course of the series, she like kind of touches it once in a while and goes, ow, ooh, ah, ooh, and it's clearly getting infected. She could have said something anytime!
Yeah.
Anytime!
the most preventable aspect.
The most preventable thing in the series. She loses her leg in the end because she can't do it. She could have just told someone, I cut my leg, and they would have washed it and gotten it, like, treated and uninfected, because they have a ton of tools in this show. They've had, like, medical kits and shit. But never, not once over the course of 10 episodes she ever does it, and for it she gets amputated, and they treat it like this cool thing where she gets, like, in the Paralympics afterwards. But no, she could have completely prevented it.
No, I could actually tell. This show actually suffers from what Breaking Bad started to suffer from towards the end of the show, where it was just characters are doing things solely to push drama. It's the same thing with the gas station rapist who was just drinking and driving. Like, I can't actually think of too many people who would act that crazy at the end of the world.
Yeah, no, there's a guy in episode 3 who just fucking...
You were fucking...
You want to go for it?
You're fucking 100% correct. I don't know what you're going to say, so go ahead.
I was just going to describe it. You go ahead.
The dude who picks them up and gives them a ride, and just like they stop for gas, and out of the nowhere he's like, I'm gonna rape you now.
Yeah. Just like out of nowhere, just like, hey, pretty lady, you don't know karate. And then they have this really episode 3 is where the production starts going to shit like really hard, and there's a fight scene where they fight the rapists, and it's so bad. It's bad.
It is horrible.
Like episode 1 and 2 look pretty decent, and then episode 3 just shits the bed really hard.
But episode 3 also introduces the second best character in the show.
Yeah, Kite,
which is
the god.
360 no-scope sniper grandpa.
No, that's episode 4, I believe.
No, he gets introduced in episode 3.
No, he is in episode 3, but you don't see him until episode 4.
Oh, yeah, he shoots the kid in episode 3.
Where he's just driving around on a mobility scooter shooting people in the gut. So here's a fun fact about bows and arrows. I'm not entirely sure how so many people died due to arrows in ancient history, because getting shot in the gut with an arrow is not going to kill you. I've talked to people who were prison wardens, or like actually not prison wardens, but like prison employees. There have been dudes who were stabbed 27 times with a prison shiv and they were fine. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. This show was so unrealistic, it was actually a comedy.
So I want to talk about Kunio for a minute, because my fucking grandpa is easily the best character in the show, and this fucking amazing character.
I fucking hate this guy.
Is addicted to morphine, and it never comes up until Kite's just like, hey man, do you want some morphine? I think you're having issues right now. And he's like, yes, of course, I'm addicted to morphine.
Yeah.
And his addiction to morphine is what causes him to hallucinate that the magic chosen child is his grandson.
That doesn't go anywhere.
Which is what... No, it does go some places. It causes him to go on a mobility scooter.
Oh, yeah, yeah, it does.
Death ride.
Yeah, so, yeah, in episode, I think it's 5, Grandpa just starts, it's just fucking bad Grandpa. He just fucking starts running on his mobility scooter, doing, like, turning around, like going, woo, and just shooting people in the gut with bows, and they just killing them like crazy.
And he kidnapped the fucking mute child, puts him in the fucking car, and he's like, don't worry, my grandchild, we'll get out of here soon, and then immediately drives into a post. It's so fucking amazing. And instead of evil cult things killing him on the spot, all they do is they put him in a cell and until he can get through with withdrawals.
Yeah.
Like the cult is so fucking, at worst the cult is like chaotic good at worst.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's really weird that Japan paints a cult.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Not only a cult, but a literal socialist utopia.
Like a death cult, too. Because they literally just kill themselves at the end.
Sounds like late-stage Mormonism, like they're communists, they're socialists, they're good people, and they all go up to a mountain to die. Oh, no.
I would not necessarily say it's a death cult, but in that moment, when it's all falling apart,
when the volcano is falling
decide to die together.
They did say, well, you made our lives for us. It's best that we die with you. Yes, they made the choice themselves, but, like, come on.
Yeah, but a death cult's like fucking Jim Jeffries in the fucking South
Jonestown.
America making people fucking drink grape Kool-Aid.
But like
Jimmy Jones Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, fun fact about that guy. Do you know he was a monkey salesman? So Jim Jones, the guy famous for taking all of his followers to South America and killing them with the Kool-Aid and all that. Prior to that, when he was like building up his thing, he was a door-to-door monkey salesman. And they actually have an audio recording of one of his customers. She was like, yeah, I always bought my monkeys from him.
I'm almost 1,000% positive you're just pulling us out of your giant misshapen ass.
No. She was like, there's actually an audio recording where she's like, yeah, I always bought my monkeys from him. The first one, he hung himself on the drapes, the cord that pulls down the drapes. He choked himself to death with it. So I called Jimmy. We called him Jimmy. I called him and I said, hey, my monkey killed himself. Can I have another? And he was there with another monkey.
You're actually just pulling this out of your ass.
If that story is real, that's the most fucked up thing
This is the most improv on the spot story I've ever heard in my life.
It's real.
I don't believe you.
So anyway, after the cult,
Here you go. Suicidal monkey on the Jimmy Jones documentary.
We're in the middle of a podcast. I'm not doing nothing with whatever that is.
I'm not being called a liar on this podcast.
Fuck you! I call you I live and breathe to call you a liar. You fucking chimp obsessed bitch.
At the very least, look at the link I just sent you. That is real.
I will look at it once I'm good and ready.
No, I want you to acknowledge that I was not making this up. Just looking at the link.
I'm not even the one that has accused you of making it up.
All right, Frog, look at the link.
I'll do it after the show, okay?
No, look at the link right now. You called me a liar on the live podcast. I want you to look at this link and tell me
we're not going to pause the show so I can watch a video.
You don't have to watch the video. You just have to know that
I looked at the thumbnail. I get it.
Okay, all right.
So before the cult, we briefly touched on Nanami. I just want to talk about Nanami. Nanami is... So, this is probably my second favorite character, but more so just for, like, everything around her. Nanami's the girl that in episode 3, the dude, like, threatens to rape.
Oh, is she the one that dies?
Yeah, she got fucking crumpled.
So, It's the best. Nanami starts flirting with Haruo, which is the nerdy dude.
Yeah. The actual best
character. Fucking Ayumu sees that, is threatened by it, crouches down, fakes pain. Fucking Nanami goes to check on her.
Oh yeah, her body count.
She just fucking looks up to her and says, I gotta use the bathroom. And fucking Nanami's like, okay, let's go. Let's just walk down this hill and go to the bathroom. And they just start walking down the hill. Immediately she collapses and dies due to asphyxiation. Which that's not how asphyxiation works.
It said there was poison gas. For some reason.
Yes, but... but like the whole reason that character fucking comically died was because this bitch was jealous.
Yeah,
it's she does have a body count. It's honestly, the less you look at this show as a sincere humanity will persist story and more as a comedy, the better.
No, 100%. Like
because it is the same levels of absurdity as Devilman Crybaby. And as Ping Pong.
No, I mean...
No! Yes. Both of those shows are absurd, but they're saying something with absurd.
They do have a logical progression of the absurdity as well.
This show isn't absurd in the sense of, like, it's visually different. It's absurd in the sense that it feels like it was written by a freshman. And I don't mean college freshman, I mean high school freshman.
I just mean a life freshman, like, first year of life.
And like, it gets worse the more it goes. Like, I cannot Because I know you didn't see it, Moth. I cannot express how batshit insane it is to watch a bunch of half-naked people fucking do a fucking rap segment at the end of the world. And and literally the rap segment is about how good Japan is. Like, okay, if y'all thought Gate was jerking off Japan, fucking Japan Sinks 2020 Gate got nothing on that. Cause fucking Japan's like the last episode, it cuts to the future. And like, the last episode cuts to the future, and they're fucking at the Japan Olympics again somehow. But that's not how the Japanese Olympic, like, that's not how the Olympics works. They don't just give it to a country a second time. No.
We're actually going to be reaching that point.
Yeah, well, Canada already had it twice.
Well, no, here's the thing, Mike. The Olympics are becoming so prohibitive to fund and run that only countries that have already set up stadiums are going to start getting selected in the future.
Wow, that makes sense, I guess.
Okay, but I want to actually take back what I just said. They aren't at the Japanese Olympics in 2024.
They're at the Japanese Paralympics.
No, because Japan doesn't exist at this point. Because spoilers, Japan sinks 2020.
So they're at the New Mongolia,
which is by the way, that is insane. That is batshit insane. I mean, countries don't, like, okay, land masses change, and yes, that does happen, but entire, like, fucking, like, Japan would not sink over the course of fucking 48 hours. No, it's not 48 hours, it's more like, probably a week, but it feels like 48 hours.
Dude, that entire show felt like a slog. That show, I'm trying to remember another show it reminded me of, but, like, the episodes are, what, 23 minutes long?
Yeah. 23, 25.
It felt like every episode was an hour.
Yeah, it felt kind of long.
It did. It felt like the teeth were so fucking long on this. Like, fuck.
No, it should have been a 4 to 6 episode series, and it would have been much better.
I mean, it would have been better if it didn't exist.
Yeah.
I would rather track down the book it's based off of. It's from like the 70s.
So there was actually an anime adaptation in the 90s that had a much better twist. It had a very much Bruce Willis twist where she was traveling with her brother the entire time, like in this, but her brother had died with her at the beginning of the show. And so she was just psychologically viewing her brother, and they don't even hint to it at all. They just hit you with it at the end, like, by the way, your brother's been dead.
I need some proof of this, because that sounds...
I know there is an adaptation, so that much is true.
Okay, there is another adaptation? I didn't know. I just figured they called it Japan Sinks 2020 because it takes place in 2020. Like, they made the Olympics
I think that also is part of it, because it's like Devil May Cry Baby, it's like a modernized version of the story.
But anyway, the last episode, it cuts... I think they're, like, in Belgium or somewhere. I don't know.
I think it's Russia.
Yeah, Russia. And Russia's having the Olympics. And the fucking kid participates in esports at the Olympics, playing what looks like a weird gacha mobile game.
Yeah, it looks like a MOBA with one lane.
And the fucking girl is just like... And the fucking episode prior, Kite totally kills himself to activate the internet.
Yeah, but then he's okay, guys!
But in the last episode, he's just in the fucking, like the bleachers with a hat on, smiling knowingly.
Yeah, Kite is literally an immortal demigod, I'm convinced. Like,
I think, dude, 100%, I think this show is supposed to take place in the world reset at the end of Devil May Cry Baby. And that is just Lucifer's reincarnation.
I wouldn't even doubt it if that was true.
Because if that is the case, every single bullshit thing that he does in the show
makes total sense.
I'm not going to question it. And he looks just like him, like 100%.
Holy shit, man!
How the fuck are you just going to steal the same character design and make him the savior character and expect people not to notice? It's so fucked up.
I love it.
I got so much enjoyment out of this show, and all of it was ironic. I can't take this show seriously.
Yeah, but it's not the good type of enjoyment. It's the same enjoyment you get out of, like, trying to watch Cats.
I know, because like you can
Cats
look at
is
Cats
pretty
and,
like irredeemable.
I
I
actually
think because I
couldn't
laughed
actually
at
make
this
it through
series
Cats.
really hard.
I think I made it to the point where like they didn't butcher Rum Tum Tugger, which is impressive because the remake of the Broadway musical where they made him a rap star butchered it horribly.
hell yeah.
But like I forced myself through 3 or 4 songs. Rum Tum Tugger was relatively solid until Rebel Wilson started talking again. And then they did the two twins, and at that point I just turned it off. I was like, I'm done. This is garbage.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, the Japan Sings, it ends on this like note of total nationalism where it's like what some weird thing happens where like this Japan preservation organization pops up where they just scour the internet for any pictures or videos of Japan, which is why like in the show whenever someone dies dramatically there's always like this weird out of place voiceover.
Yeah.
The reason why that's there is because it's videos that they find from the Japanese Preservation Society thing about the people. And you learn that at the end of the show, and it's like, why did we need to hear those when people were dying? Like, it's completely out of place. And like, the whole, like, point of the show is that Japan is not the nation, it's its people. And it's like, oh, okay, Japan, I see your weird nationalism rising up again. Do you want to jerk yourself off? And it's even weirder, because, like, they straight up paint Japanese nationalists as, like, Nazis. It's so fucking, the show's so schizophrenic.
This whole show is so hard to watch.
It was. The 4 episodes I made it through, then the death compilation and the 3 reviews were just...
Oh, I haven't seen any reviews.
The funny thing is, like, all the reviews are, like, jerking it off. It's like, it's a really feel-good story. I'm like,
what?
How? 90% of the deaths were preventable.
They really were.
No. Every death was preventable.
Hang on. So Dad's death, very preventable. Girl who dies by crumpling into the sewer because of poison gas, very preventable. Grandpa,
the mother could have been preventable under other circumstances.
Yeah. Well, mom's the only justified death. The mom one actually makes sense. Well, actually, no. Well, him and Haruo too. Haruo actually sacrifices himself in a sick ass way, and it's actually like the best death in the series.
I love how Grandpa dies. Grandpa dies by sniping people with his bow and arrow.
Why were they even mad that they were leaving in the car? Why were they shooting at the family? What motivation did they have to shoot
Does the grandpa
people?
actually die? Because he's just seen sitting at the window pot-shotting.
Yeah, right after he's sitting in the window, the whole fucking statue collapses.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Everyone there dies.
Like, that's... When the fucking godchild dies, that's from the statue collapsing.
God. Yo, we haven't talked about that.
It's so fucking
it's just
funny.
it's not even worth it.
No, it is the most
I saw the scenes with the godchild, and it's just dumb.
It is my favorite thing.
It reminds me... Did you guys watch Game of Thrones at all?
No.
What about you, Mike?
No.
Okay, in Game of Thrones, there is a section called the Vale. And it's basically a fortress that nobody's able to get to, because the only way to get to it is, like, from a one-way path that's super heavily guarded. And in the Vale is kind of this pseudo-monarchy. It's like a duke. It's a duchess in this point. And she's got her son that she's breastfeeding all the way to the age of, like, 13 publicly. And that's the vibes I was getting watching this godchild scene go on. It's just this, like, completely, like, so far on the autism spectrum, he might as well have a form of mental retardation being mothered by this crazy woman.
But that's the thing, the woman isn't crazy. She's actually super rational. She's just also has actual magic abilities.
Yeah. Straight up.
Like, and she uses her child as a spirit medium.
I give up.
The child dies in the best... It's so good.
Yeah, he gets a boulder to the dome.
Dude, not only that, but, like, he dies, like, he stands up, says the first words he's ever said in his life. It's like a fucking
comedy death. It's just coincidence. Like, there's...
Boink.
What the... Frog, what does the child say when he stands up?
He says, Mom!
Thank you!
Love you! Thank you, Mom! And then just...
Thank you, Mom! And then it fucking... And it falls, and you can see his neck snap to the side,
yeah,
and
he gets
then it cuts
domed
back to
in
her.
the head by a fucking falling debris. That just comes out of nowhere. It is the first piece of debris to fall, too.
And then the old man, still in his like fugue state of like dealing with his addiction, walks up there and he sees the dead child and he's like, "Oh, I guess that is my grandchild because they're dead."
Oh, that's not actually my grandchild. Whatever. Just seeing that kid get brained in the fucking dome is dude.
And then the fucking then the Samoan dude, and then the fucking sumo dude fucking walks, who gets fucking stabbed in the chest and crushed under boulders, is also somehow still alive.
Yeah, no, he's fine. Only to then kill himself by just death culting himself off the face of the cliff.
And that dude gets stabbed because the little shit kid who likes speaking English just grabs a knife and starts waving it around during an earthquake.
Yep.
I'm done.
Japan 6 2020 Anime of the Year.
Anime of the century, dude.
Actually, now that I'm on the episode, can we talk about an anime that I just...
yeah, do you want to talk about your seasonal impressions at all?
Uzaki just wants to hang out. Can we talk about that?
Oh, we talked about that a little bit last time. You can go ahead.
Rent-A-Girlfriend and Uzaki just wants to hang out. Normally animes I wouldn't consider, but I've recently decided that my opinion is highly skewed to whatever anime falls under my Gao spectrum. And Uzaki and Rent-A-Girlfriend hit my Gao spectrum super high.
Uzaki's so fucking
What does
bad.
that mean?
So my Gao spectrum is... It is the idea, because there's the term we have like ahi gao, gesu gao, but it all falls under the term gao, which is face. And so you have animes that draw really good reaction faces. And I honestly think that animes that do really good reaction faces are really good animes. You have Kakegurui, which is a phenomenal anime that does nothing but gao. You have Grand Blue Dreaming, that the entire humor concept is gao. Gintama is nothing but gao. I mean, it's... And Uzaki, like,
maybe
that
even some
girl
good series do gao.
Yeah, like Uzaki-san, I really enjoy it.
Why?
I actually... It's...
Uzaki-chan is like the thing that you would hate the most.
Yeah.
But the difference is the main
for
character is
reasons
not
than
a
we do,
guy
but you
that I
hate
can... The main character is not a guy I can root for. I'm just very appreciative that it takes place in college.
I mean, yeah, that's
like,
something.
These are adults.
The only reason he
adults.
doesn't completely hate it is that it... And you know what? That Rent-A-Girlfriend's the same, so maybe it's just he liked shows in college.
I like the thing where it's more adult-oriented, where it's actually adults. I think if Uzaki or Rent-A-Girlfriend was happening in high school, I wouldn't put any weight behind it, because it's just garbage high school students, but these are somewhat functional adults now. It's the same thing with Grand Blue Dreaming. I love it the most because it's college kids like pickling their livers.
I will say this. I also really enjoy Rent-A-Girlfriend. I think that show's actually really good, and I've continued every single episode. I've continued liking it more.
Yeah.
Because like each I haven't seen the most recent one, I don't think, but like there's 2 girls, and the second girl spite likes the guy. She doesn't even like the guy. She spite likes him because he got a girlfriend too soon.
But that's a real thing. That is absolutely a real thing that happens, is just like, oh, I completely destroyed this guy and I get to sit there and rest on my laurels of destroying a relationship. Oh, I'm so great. And then like the guy moves on and is happy, and that makes him desirable. I've seen that happen so much.
It's so, like, it's actually really entertaining to see this girl try and ruin his life, but at the same time, he is literally only renting a girlfriend. So it's like, she's going insane, and if she knew that about him, she would spit in his face and call him a loser. Like, that's the type of girl she is.
Yeah, because she's garbage.
It's really entertaining. It actually, it's pretty decent drama and comedy.
Yeah, my only issue with Uzaki-chan, and I haven't read the manga, big surprise there, is I get a feeling we're going to find out the only reason that she's so determined to spend time with this guy and, like, make him a not neat is because once upon a time he handed her a towel after she got out of the pool.
That is, like, a very common thing, to be fair.
Were you paying attention to, like, the first episode adds context to Uzaki-chan?
Yes, he was nice to her once when they were in high school.
In the original manga, that's not where it starts. Like, it just starts on them, her pestering him. And that's way better because, like, I don't need to see a sad version of her in the past to know that she is now trying to piss this guy off. Like, I like the idea that she's just trying to piss him off for shits and giggles more than the idea that she's just trying to get him to notice her.
No, I genuinely appreciate Uzaki-chan.
I hate that show. I hate that show a lot.
I got a thing for teasing animes. Oh, also, my favorite thing is Uzaki-chan. I like to think I'm not a hypocrite because I like JoJo. I like animes where men are drawn with like horribly unrealistic proportions because it gives me something to aspire to. So this weird hatred I've seen for her design lately.
I don't care about design.
I don't get it.
You're talking to someone that hates her design.
Her design's great, though.
I'm about to explain it to you, okay?
What's wrong with your design?
I'm a fan of the manga. And the difference in proportions of her... It's not big boobs. You know me. I like my big boobs. I fucking love big boobs. The reason I started reading Uzaki-chan was because I saw she had big boobs.
Okay.
In the manga... her, like, proportions are much more fitting to a petite woman, like, of her age. But the proportions in the show... Like,
they go really, big old pedonkadonk.
No, that's not different.
No. She has really thin arms and legs.
Yeah, they're really weirdly thin.
She has, her head is, like, a third bigger, and, her fucking, she doesn't have any, like... To use a really fucking cringe word, she doesn't have any thickness to her. She looks like a child with big boobs. Like she just and I'm not saying she is. I'm not calling anyone pedos. Cringe, I'm saying she looks like a child with large breasticles.
I mean,
here's the thing: I've met a girl that looks exactly like her,
and I'm sure you have.
It's not saying that they don't exist. It's just also a different design that he doesn't like anymore.
If you don't like the design because. I'm trying to figure this out.
I don't like it because I think it's weird and creepy, but the reason I don't like it is because they took a, like, short, petite, so they literally took a short stack and made them look like a child. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't like that.
She's a goblin. I love it.
You should really, like, she looks way better in the manga. Like,
no, because she's a goblin. If you give her green skin, she would actually be a phenomenal monster girl.
Okay, no, because goblin girls have thickness, okay?
Yeah.
No, they don't.
They don't look like children.
Alright, that's it. I'm looking up goblin monster girl now. I'm going to spam our chat with goblin porn.
There's only one that's important. It's Chang. Hang on.
And I think is there any other seasonal show you want to talk about?
Yeah, we had a whole seasonal episode without you.
There was one that was horribly disappointing on Crunchyroll, and now I can't even find it. It's the one about No, Peter Grill is whatever. It's shameless porn, and I can appreciate it for admitting that it's porn.
It's really bad. I watched the second episode and it's even worse.
Wait, it's worse than the first episode?
Yeah, because like the two orc girls literally try and succeed to fuck him.
Yes.
After their fucking wedding celebration ceremony.
I love him so much. Just the scene where he's sitting there crying in the morning was probably the best thing I've seen in an anime in a long time.
This is the only goblin.
Just that look of sheer regret on his face.
Nice. But what's the if it's Crunchyroll?
No, it's the one about the two guys from Japan who get sent to the future. It's the one where they get sent to the future and there's that weird plague that if you get scratched you become a monster.
But only sometimes. Sometimes you can just get scratched and you'll be fine because it takes 24 hours for their demon semen to recharge.
Yeah, so that one I had high hopes for. Do I need to keep watching it, or was the first episode a good idea?
I watched the first episode and that's it. I had that on originally I had that on the seasonal docket, and then I watched the first episode actually, and I was like, oh no. So I have not watched past the first episode. Because, I love I don't like isekai, because I think they're boring, but I do enjoy isekai that try and do something different. The idea of pulling someone from the past to the future, that sounds cool. But, why why are they being pulled from the past to the future, but also there's a weird fucking bug zombie virus thing? Like, you got too many story, aspects at once, and none of them mesh well, and also the CG is just laughably but awful.
This is one of the shows I didn't watch.
Can we also talk about the fact that there was a weirdly realistically drawn brown recluse for some reason, for no apparent reason?
I don't remember that. I don't remember much about it, because I was bored while I was watching it.
It's bad.
You watched,
but I'm going to keep watching it.
You watched Deca-Dence, didn't you?
I did. I actually really enjoyed Deca-Dence.
Yeah! That's our start of the season.
That anime 540'd its entire plot.
Yeah, it really did. We talked about it already. Let's not talk about the second episode just in case. I really don't want to spoil it for anybody. Because that twist is really good. We already did a spoiler warning last time, but just in case.
If you want to hear me and Frog talk about the spoilers for the second episode, you can listen to that in the last episode.
Last part, the last 10 or 20 minutes of the last episode is all just that. It's very good though. Watch Deca-Dence.
I haven't watched the third episode yet.
I have not watched the fourth. The fourth one's out now. I
doubt it's gotten worse. That show is awesome. That show
episode 3 was pretty good. It wasn't amazing, but it was good.
Yeah, it's I genuinely.
It's really fucking good. Yeah.
Which I think it's not fair for Deca-Dence because I'm projecting Rage of Bahamut Virgin Soul on the main curl the entire time.
I swear to God, every chance you get to bring up Rage of Bahamut Virgin Soul, I'm gonna fucking put you in the horny jail. I'm convinced.
How is this horny jail? I like the male characters in that one.
You get every single chance you get to bring up Rage of Bahamut, you fucking jump on it.
For a gacha game, for a gacha cell phone card game, it has undeservingly amazing animation. It blows my mind.
I'm gonna fucking blow my mind with a fucking shotgun if you bring up Rage of Bahamut Virgin Soul again.
I'm doing it next episode.
I don't know. I still don't know what that is.
It's,
no. You misunderstand. I don't care.
Well, yeah, because you're the type of person who gets mad at a fighting game for having a block button.
No, I just think I'm mad at it. I just think it sucks.
Yeah, block buttons are they're kind of lazy. Like, they aren't engaging battle.
I actually made a point about this on my fighting game video a while back, because I was saying man, directional blocking makes things a lot more interesting. It opens up a whole new realm of mix-up potential. But I don't
know. No. It's fine. But I think actually we're good. Do you guys have anything that you want to talk about, or are we good to wrap up?
Already? Is it? Oh wow, actually no, we haven't been over an hour. It feels like honestly this episode felt like it went by so quickly for me.
That's because we spent 30 minutes discussing fitness.
That's what a little bit of structure does to a good podcast. And next episode is going to be even more structured. I'm going to become an actual authoritarian. The authoritarian you were all afraid that I was going to be. This is going to be the We Love Authoritarian podcast with your host, Authoritarian Mike. Are you ready?
You know what? I'll tell you what, Mike. I'll tell you what. If this gets more views than the Battletech episode, then I will admit that structure is good.
I mean, how many views does that one have?
The Battletech is your own thing, and also you had someone that has a following on it. Speaking of, check out fucking Mothman's Misunderstandings. Try not to cringe sometimes, because he's a cringe baby.
I also just like to interview anybody and everybody. I like to let anybody talk.
Yeah, if you have an interesting story, check out Moth's Twitter, and you can just send him a little message, and he'll be like, "Oh, that sounds cool," and then ignore you because you're probably lame.
Maybe, but I don't mind interviewing as long as you have a functional mic and I don't hear myself echo and have to edit your audio quality for 30 minutes in Audacity. I'll let you in. I'll talk to you.
Moth is throwing some shade at someone.
I'm throwing shade at Eileen. I edited her audio quality, and even after 4 scrubs with the sound reduction, I still could hear myself in the quiet moments, and I was like, this is...
Oh, come on, Eileen. I swear. In this moment, you mean everything.
All right, so that's a good wrap-up. So, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
This has been the We Hate Anime podcast. Links
Next
in the description.
Next episode is BoJack.
For our Twitter, our all of our Twitters, you follow us on the Discord. Join us on the Discord, I should say. Please send us an email. I have not gotten any new emails from my lovelies, and I want to hear from you. interact with us in whatever in whatever way you want. Leave a comment, leave a like, whatever you like.
Don't do any of
watch
those
the
things.
next episode. Hit the subscribe.
Don't do that either.
Fucking come on your brides. Let's go, everybody.
I mean, that's not even bad advice. I mean, that's kind of what they're there for.